Hello, race fans, and welcome once again to the Twisted Chassis Truck Series. It's week number 9 of the Sonic Graphic Design 81.5 here at Martinsville Speedway, coming to you live here on Rice Motorsports TV. I tell you that the season is just rolling along, and folks, it's time to do some short track racing. I think it's going to be like 2 weeks back to back, and I love me some short track racing. I hope you guys do too. And we're about to ready to get some beating and banging going on here tonight, so you better strap in because it's going to be a bumpy ride. And of course, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors and everything. That would be Sonic Graphic Design, Williams Performance Garage, Muehlberger Custom Homes, the Hillman Group, FamTrad Media, and Checkered Flag Books. And drivers, they're out there getting the last few minutes in on practice, and let's check out the race info for this evening. And man, it's a little bit on the cool side, almost perfect weather, 67 degrees. Winds are 5 miles an hour. You know, they're running the 65% fuel. They have 5 sets of tires tonight. You know, they still have the one fast repair for the opportunity at the green white checker for 155 laps here at this half-mile facility. And as always, thank you for joining us here on Rice Motorsports TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click that notification bell so you'll know every time we go live. And let's go ahead and take a look at the points as we move into week number 9. Matt Hayden, he's up there at the top there, leading Rusty Modesty in the 2nd position. Charles Gettings is 3rd. Mark Beverly in the 4th spot. Blake Roebuck is 5th. And then 6th, we have Kevin Winker with Jeremy Talley 7th. Caleb Clenard 8th. Brett Summers 9th. And Skylar Berry rounds out the top 10. And I'll go ahead and scroll down so you can see where your favorite driver is located. And, you know, the points are pretty darn close. And there's a lot more racing to go this season. And I tell you, you know, the weeks like today and next week can make or break you a little bit here points-wise. Some folks are going to move up. Some folks are going to have a good night. Some folks are not going to have a not-so-good night, and that just happens with short-track racing. So we'll have to see how things literally shake out tonight, and before we see what the points are going to be after this. So we have a couple of minutes left. We'll go ahead and take a quick break and hear from our sponsors. And you're watching the Twisted Chassis Truck Series here on Rice Motorsports TV.
Shoot, son. A cold November morning in a patch of hardwoods that you've had success in before. You hear them leaves crunching, getting closer and closer, and you see deer, just pieces of deer coming through the woods. And in the back of your mind, you just hoping and praying that it's that deer. There ain't no better feeling than that. To me,
November 18th. He's down at 60 yards, baby.
ain't no drug gonna touch that feeling. I promise you that right now.
Hi, I am Victoria Hall, and I run Checkered Flag Books. We have books for all ages and stages, learning new things such as potty training, and learning yoga and keeping your body healthy. We have books on how to control our emotions and how to be kind and learn table manners. We have books for all ages, from pregnancy to newborn to young students to those going to school and beyond. We also have activity books like drawing and painting and puzzles for all ages. We have sports books from anything you could imagine, including cars. We also have books for the fall and Halloween season that we're currently in now. If I can help you get any of these books into your home, feel free to send me a message or find me on Linktree. Can't wait to help you out.
We should really get these hung.
What? How'd you do that?
Yeah, how did you do that? Do what?
Lose the anxiety. Place, push, hang. High and mighty, designed to be stuck up.
Okay, folks, we're back. Qualifying is underway, and guys out there getting their 2 hot laps in. This is Dustin Stallings. That's his. That was his first hot lap there, 4th quickest right now, 19.662. Oh, and he loses it going into turn 3 and 4, so he'll have that one time there. See, there's Kevin Winker. Looks like he may be done, 19.495. Currently P2 at the moment. Ron Walters, currently 6th fastest. He just crosses the line. He was unable to improve on his qualifying time. You see, there's Mark Beverly as he crosses the stripe. Boy, I tell you, it's kind of slick out there. It's a little cool out there tonight. 67 degrees, I think it was. We looked at the weather earlier. And, boy, I tell you, I don't see anybody else out right now. See, there's Brett Summers. No time for the 77 truck just yet. Let's see what he gets. Skylar Berry currently on provisional pole. This could be his first hot lap here. And that's the start of his hot lap. We've seen some folks having some trouble going into turns 3 and 4 there. Let's see see how Brett does here. Trying to get down on that power. First hot lap complete, and that is P5, a 19.657. Let's see if he can keep that up and finish out his qualifying session here. Trying to hold it together through turns 3 and 4. Yes, he does. Comes off the corner. Does he improve? And yes, he improves his time, but not his position. 19.632 is his position there. So it looks like just about everybody who's going to qualify is qualified. So we'll go ahead and pause a moment for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Okay, folks, we're back here, and now it looks like they're in the warm-up session here, getting ready to have their drivers meeting, and so we have got about 10 minutes to go here, so we can't. I would pull up a driver maybe for an interview, but they're in their drivers meeting, so there's not too much that we can do there, and so yeah, that we'll just have to chill out till they're ready to go, and let's see if the weather has changed a little bit here. It was like 67 and it's 68-degree air temperature. Because, we saw some folks getting a little loose coming off of turn 4, actually going into turn 3, to tell you the truth. And the winds now are 2 miles an hour. I thought they were a little bit more than that. I thought they were like 5 or something. But yeah, so we'll see how things shake out here. And we're still fighting with Trading Paints, trying to get all the trucks, and been going back and forth with trying different settings and everything. And I tell you, it's just it just has a mind of its own. It's doing what it wants to do. So sit tight, folks. We got about 8 minutes to go. Nobody's really out on track. Actually, hold on a second. I think I might have saw is there somebody out there? Okay, they're just at the line. They're not going out yet. That's Kevin Zabloodle. He's kind of sitting. Nobody's actually out on track yet. They may be just listening to the drivers meeting. Harold Roffrey. Oops. Okay. Extracurricular activity. Kevin Winker. He said, "I'm just chilling here, just minding my own business." Folks ready to get going here. There's Kevin Zabloodle making his way down to the end of pit road, joining everybody else, I guess. I don't know if they actually probably at the end of their meeting they'll probably do that. I was chatting with some of the guys in the race there and trying different settings. I've been going back and forth with that. The weird thing is when I change the settings, it'll show some of the paints, but it doesn't show the other ones. And then if I change the settings, then it'll some of the paints that didn't show will show, and then the other ones won't show. So yeah, it's just weird. So is that I saw something in the chat there about who is it? Kevin Winker being part of Mythic Racing, or is that maybe he's just joking or something? Because he's been Team America, I think, ever since the start of the season and everything. They might, I don't know. He may be an honorary member of the other team. There's Charles Gettings and Kevin Zabloodle's trying to knock down the pit wall entrance there, or I should say exit. not having too much success at the moment. So he's gonna keep on trying though. And so we have a few more minutes, and so we'll take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Hey, you're watching the Twisted Chassis Truck Series. It's week number 9, the Sonic Graphic Design 81.5 here on Rice Motorsports TV.
There's a Hillman spirit. It comes from deep within. It drives us forward as we build the future, putting us in a league of our own. Our legacy is rock solid because for 56 years, we've kept our eyes on the horizon and hard-working gloves on our hands. When we see the finish line, we push it. When we encounter a challenge, we tackle it. We innovate in the categories we lead because at Hillman, the building never stops. When it comes to imagining, crafting, and building the environments we live in, Hillman is the American hero that makes dreams possible. We've sowed millions of seeds for the future, giving you the keys to build for tomorrow, to stake your claim, to climb to new heights, to show your hidden strength, and open the door to your future. Built Hillman Strong.
We are back at North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this .625-mile racetrack. And just as the field comes all around turn number 4, the sunshine peeks through, helping warm things here. Bill Elliott leads him down. Benny Parsons on the outside. The green flag flies, and the first Union 400 Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead, and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. Oh, here we go. It's just about to go away. They bump coming out of turn 4. Earnhardt gets the lead. We had just heard from our spotters that Neil Bonnet. Dale Earnhardt is on his last lap. This will be his 24th career win. Dale Earnhardt wins the first Union 400 at North Wilkesboro.
Shoot, son. A cold November morning in a patch of hardwoods that you've had success in before. You hear them leaves crunching, getting closer and closer, and you see deer, just pieces of deer coming through the woods. And in the back of your mind, you just hoping and praying that it's that deer. There ain't no better feeling than that. To me, that.
November 18th. He's down at 60 yards, baby.
Ain't no drug gonna touch that feeling. I promise you that right now.
Hi, I am Victoria Hall, and I run Checkered Flag Books. We have books for all ages and stages, learning new things such as potty training, and learning yoga and keeping your body healthy. We have books on how to control our emotions and how to be kind and learn table manners. We have books for all ages, from pregnancy to newborn to young students to those going to school and beyond. We also have activity books like drawing and painting and puzzles for all ages. We have sports books from anything you could imagine, including cars. We also have books for the fall and Halloween season that we're currently in now. If I can help you get any of these books into your home, feel free to send me a message or find me on Linktree. Can't wait to help you out.
Okay, folks, the server has rolled over to the race session, and now we're just waiting for trucks to come out on the starting grid. I see a few starting to make their way out. And as they're making their way out, let's go ahead and take a look at that starting lineup. Skylar Berry, he did hold on to get that pole position. And starting next to him will be Kevin Winker right up front. Blake Roebuck in that third spot. Then we have Rusty Modesty fourth. Brett Summers in the fifth position. Dustin Stallings is sixth. Ron Walters seventh. Jordan Stencil in the eighth spot. Jimmy Fitzmaurice ninth. Kevin Zabluto will round out your top 10. Then we have Chris Zofield in the 11th position. 12th is Dakota Tomlinson. 13th will be Harold Rothery. 14th, Mark Beverly. 15th, Alan Martin. Now, starting with Alan, these guys didn't qualify, so they're just sliding in at the back. David Hall, 16th. Charles Getting, 17th. Caleb Clenard, 18th. And Brian Toller starting shotgun on the field in the 19th position. And we're streaming. We're dual streaming tonight. Both here and on Facebook. So if you have some friends that are Facebook's more their thing, tell them to go find Rice Motorsports TV on Facebook, and we're right there. Broadcast is there as well. See, look, I was telling one of the guys, we keep trying these different settings, and it'll swap cars. It'll work for a lot of the trucks, and then when we change the settings, the trucks that were working don't work, and the other ones that weren't working do work. And it's almost like folks have their paints. I heard some chat about folks having their paints in different locations and trading paints. I don't know what the whole deal is with that, but unless I never had to think about all that before. The paints would just load and it'd be fine. So, that's kind of weird. But at least they're all here. So we're going to see what's going to unfold here. Pace trucks coming down on pit road. Getting ready for 155 laps. Waiting for that green flag. We got a green, and we are racing here at Martinsville. Skylar Berry out front. Look at Kevin Winker trying to hold on to that second position. Here comes Brett Summers on the inside. Rusty Modesty right there in that third position. Oh, and he gets together. He gets into the wall. Oh, and that's going to bring out a caution. I couldn't tell who that was right next to him there. And he's able to get going. And who is that? That is the number. That's the 129 there, Dakota Tomlinson. So... yeah, there you go, folks. Hey, welcome to short track racing. First caution of the evening, lap 2. And we were right there looking at it. And, so, we saw the 6 go around there a little bit. So now the field will bunch up again. I'm sorry. Well, yeah, it collected the Dakota Tomlinson. Let's ride on board with Dakota here and see. We'll see. We'll slow it down here, and we'll get on his nose cam because it actually happened in front of him, and I think going down here into turn 3 and 4, and he just didn't have any room. And we'll see somebody's getting sideways, and there he is now, the 6, Rusty Modesty. And Dakota, I think Dakota saw him going sideways, and he kind of just reacted, and it kind of got him going sideways, and that's kind of what happened there. And he ended up right next to the number 6. And it looks like everybody else, all the rest of the trucks made it through. And so they didn't really hit that hard, so they should be okay there. So now everybody will just regroup here. Skylar Berry able to maintain that lead there. That's Kevin Zabluto right in front of him on the tail end of the lead lap. He actually came into the pits, both him and Blake Roebuck. James Fitzmaurice is in there right at this moment, but so Kevin, he'll have to wait till the 1 to go, and he'll get the wave around. Jimmy Fitzmaurice, he had a little bit of some banging up there, but a lot of damage there for the number 33. And okay, he didn't use his fast repair. He just got as much work done on that number 33 as much as possible. So he's heading back out onto the track. Kevin Winker right behind there. Brett Summers in that number 77. I'm gonna run my trading paints one more time just to see if it will download these paints again. The lights are out on the pace truck, so it'll be lap 7 on the restart. You'll see a bunch of white trucks here for a second, but we'll see if this will correct some of these paints here. Pace truck down on pit road. Got a green flag and racing once again. Uh-oh, another caution. Oh, my goodness. Who was that? Somebody sitting back there. It was the 77, Brett Summers. Something happened to Summers there, and I guess he just locked it down. And looks like he just jumped right to the pits. Let's go ahead. I think he might have... let's jump to another truck here. Yeah, Brett Summers, he jumped to the pits, and he might have decided, you know what, that's enough fun for one night. Because it didn't look like he had a lot of damage there. So now we're showing Caleb Clenard is out. Now, he may be out, or he might just be getting repair work done. Sometimes it does that, because if we click on him, it doesn't show him at all. But we'll see what happens here. The rest of the field looks like they're moving along pretty good. Charles Getting waiting for his paint to load. Here's a few trucks that their paints haven't come back in yet. And Hal Rothery making his way down on pit road. Kevin Wing there. Okay, there got Kevin's paint going. Okay, it looks like we might have just about everybody's paints going here. Somebody's who it was the 30 truck, his paint wasn't showing. Blake Roebuck, he's on pit road. Okay, we got Blake's paint as well. All right. Sometimes you got to just manhandle trading paints and just keep messing with it. So a few folks on pit road. Hal Rothery, he's there. Roebuck just now getting trying to get to his pit box there. He's just coming into his pit box. There's Sabludo making his way out, and that'll leave Blake Roebuck the only one on pit road. Scalaberry still your leader, and they might be getting the one to go next time around. So we'll see how we'll see what happens after this. Shout out to the folks in the chat there on YouTube. Yeah, thanks for showing up to the race. I hope with Jeremy Talley said he doesn't know if there'll be enough time to run the race. So hey, we'll see what happens. Making their way down the lights the day they did go out. I thought they were going to get one to go that time around. So it'll be lap 13 on the restart. And of course, a lot of it's their leaders are right there, but we might jump back here in the meat of the sandwich here. All this congestion back here, a lot of stuff's going to be going on back there. Let's see what happens. Pace trucks on pit road. Guys up front, they can just punch it and go. Got the green flag. There goes Winker. He gets going good. The rest of the field looks like so far so good. The rest of the guys, they kind of got those race start jitters out of their system. Nice getaway for everybody. I guess third time's the charm. And Barry, he's up the front about 0.3 of a second ahead of Kevin Winker. Winker trying to keep pace there. Getting ready to start lap number 15. These short tracks, I tell you, it is all about building a rhythm. And if you can, he's got Jordan Stencil right behind him. Stencil trying to hang in there. Dustin Stalling is in that fourth position. Old Dustin running good running up near the front here. And let's see. Mark Beverly's right behind him. He's followed by Kevin Zofield in that sixth spot, being challenged by Charles Gettings in the 8 machine, trying to get that sixth position. He's trying to drive up under the 12, and he's got half a truck length. Looks like he'll clear him. Charles might. Let's see if he holds on. Yeah, he'll hold on to that sixth position. And see, now the field is starting to spread out just a little bit, and that's kind of what you need. And let's look a little further back in the field. Barry, he's still a couple of tenths ahead of Winker up at the front. Rusty Modesty now in that 8th spot. He might have, I don't know if he had to use a faster pair at all, to tell you the truth, from that first caution, that spin. He may not have had to. Oh, look at the 12, got a little loose there. And Modesty goes right through. Chris Zofield had to gather himself up there. It's okay. He'd lose a few spots. At least he's didn't get turned around. Oh, boy, Kevin Sabludo. And that's the 99. Ron Walters getting very close there to the number 17. Meanwhile, up the front, Jordan Stencil, he's getting a little bit more pressure there from Dustin Stallings. Stallings trying to put a little bit more pressure on the number 83 machine. Scalaberry so far, he still has Kevin Winker behind him, and they've been holding about that same gap for a while now. It's been about 0.27, 0.25 seconds. Oh, we got us Chris Zofield, I think. He's turned around. We saw him loose a little bit. David Hall, he's still moving. So they might have had a little coming together here. let's go back and see if we can see what happened there. We'll roll the tape here. There's Chris. Now nobody's around him. He might have just went spinning. Oh, the 21. I think the 21 got up on the curve there a little bit, trying to avoid the 12. He was carrying a lot of speed in there, and he just did grazed him a little bit, got him on that right rear, I think it was. But looks like they're able to continue along, get himself turned around and going in the right direction. So caution number 3 here on lap 23. Dustin Stallings making his way down pit road. And the truck looks, hey, look, you know folks are going to get some battle scars out there tonight, folks. It's absolutely inevitable. It's going to happen. And he gets to his pit box. Nothing that he would have to burn his faster pair for. Tires and fuel for the number 1 truck. He's getting a full set of tires. And they have 5 sets, and the set they start with plus 4 additional sets. So that's 1 set down. He's the only one on pit road at the moment. He's down and away. It's a little banged up on the right-hand side there, but truck looks pretty darn drivable. Skylar Berry, I know he was happy to just continue on. It's like, and Kevin Winker, he was right there anyway. He wasn't going to let the 68 get away from him. So he's racing along right now and just holding a pace there with the 68. So now everybody will regroup here as they make their way around and towards the 1 to go. Somebody else on pit road, Blake Roebuck, making his way down. He's the only truck to come in and gets to his pit box there. No fast repair needed. Looks like he just topped off the fuel and he's away. I believe the pace truck will probably get the 1 to go this time around. Hey, Jeremy, how you doing, buddy? Shout out to the folks there in the chat. So it'll be lap 28 on the restart. And you know, it's 155 laps. It doesn't take that long to do 155 laps around here. And even if it gets stretched out by some cautions, if they get rolling, this thing will be flying by in a hurry. So let's see what happens. Pace car down on pit road. Winker's ready. Barry's ready. We got that green flag, and they're running once again. Look at Mark Beverly trying to make a move there. He wasn't close enough to Winker to get that second position. Boy, Jordan Stencil was right there. How about Charles Gettings? He's right there with that group. And Rusty Modesty. All these guys are right there. Look at Modesty on the high side. Trying to get a little bit of room there to maybe work up alongside the 8. Now he dives to the inside. He couldn't get him high, so he takes him low. Moves into that 5th position. Harold Rothery just about gets Charles Gettings as well. Here comes Kevin Zabloodle. The 8 truck is kind of stuck on the high side there. Folks are driving up under him. Meanwhile, up the front, Skylar Berry, he still has Kevin Winker behind him. Mark Beverly in that 3rd spot. So they're kind of getting themselves all settled here. Stencil in that 4th position. Man, they really they close up tightly there on turns 3 and 4. Rusty Modesty might be carrying a little bit more speed than the guys in front of him through turns 3 and 4. Let's see what happens this time. Oh, we got us another caution and nothing right directly behind them. And was it Harold Rothery maybe? Harold Rothwell, it might have been just a cell spin. Looks like he's the only truck involved. The truck actually looks pretty darn good. No damage that I can see. So it might have just been just a spin there. Let's see. This might be it right here. Let's take a look and see. And so here's Harold. He's battling Charles Gettings in the 8 truck. 17 there. Oh, and he kind of just, he gets on the brakes. The back end breaks away from him a little bit, and everybody else did a great job getting around him. So that's good that he didn't collect anybody. Gettings, he opts to come down on pit road. Gets himself some tires and fuel, more drivers in. Ron Walters in, Blake Roebuck right behind him. Those are the only 3 on pit road at the moment. Here comes Kevin Zabluto, the 17. Oh, it was showing him, looked like he was entering pit road, but he was probably just down low. Guys in, they're making their way out now. Charles Gettings exiting pit road. He'll come out, looks like he'll slot out in that 14th position from the looks of it. Ron Walters making his way through. Looks like he'll be about 16th. He's getting battle scars on the left and right side of that truck. Skylar Berry still right up the front there. Kevin Winker there. Mark Beverly still in the 3rd spot. Jordan Stencil right there. Rusty Modesty is 6th. Let's see. Where's I wanted to get in the one to go. They're probably getting ready to get the one to go, I would imagine. So Mark, he'll be the guy that's restarting. It looks like they'll have at least one more lap to go here. Let's grab Mark real quick and grab him. Hey, Mark, Tony in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, Tony?
Hey, man, how are things out there? Is it a little slick at all?
Definitely a little slick getting in the corners. I think some people are just hitting the brakes a little too hard and spinning it.
10-4, man, and so trying to save those tires as much as possible, I guess, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Just trying to figure out when I can get some more gas so I can make it to the end. Try to stay out, but yeah, try to preserve some tire too.
10-4, man. Well, I'm go back. Were you in the Asphalt Outlaws by yourself there in that channel?
Yeah, that's all me tonight.
Okay, 10-4, man. Good luck. We'll talk to you later.
All right, thanks.
Okay, Mark Beverly getting ready to get back to work here. These guys up the front. In fact, everybody starting to kind of get their groove going here, and it'll be lap 37 on the restart. And this time, Skylar, I think he opted to start on the outside. I think they have lane choice. Got that green flag racing once again at Martinsville. Going down in the corner, boy, Mark Beverly, him and Jordan Stencil. Look at Stencil on the high side there. Couldn't quite get enough purchase on the high side. Oh, boy. And I think Rusty Modesty, Stencil runs way wide, and that's going to open a big old door. Modesty, Kevin Zabluto gets by. Dustin Stalling gets by. Moves into that 6th position. Jordan Stencil trying to recover in the 7th position. Oh, we got I think we have Brian Toller, the 38 truck. And, Blake Roebuck also looks like he might have been involved. Either he was just checking up for whoever was involved there. Dakota Tomlinson, I'm not sure. Maybe that's where the caution came from. Perhaps I'm not sure here. Let's go back here with Dakota, see if we can see what happened there. And so he's racing. He's the number 129, and we have seen some guys. You may have to adjust that brake bias a little bit. That truck just snapped and came around on him very quickly. Everybody was able to dive down to the inside. Charles Gettings on pit road once again. And the truck is starting to show a bit more wear and tear. He probably doesn't want to burn that fast repair so soon. Let's see if he looks like he's going to try to hang on to it and get as much work. You know, you roll the dice when you that damage isn't that bad that I think would be required repairs. But if you don't use a fast repair, and if your damage is too much that the iRacing considers it required repairs, then you're just stuck on pit road as whatever time it takes to fix it. So it's still not. It wasn't as bad to bring it to that state. So he was able to get in there, get a little bit of work done. More guys coming down pit road. David Hall, Blake Roebuck coming down. James Fitzmaurice, he's making his way in. And also William Tomlinson, or Dakota Tomlinson, I should say. And Dakota, let's see. I wonder if did he use no, he obviously has not used a fast repair. Everybody's, man, that's like they're ace in the hole there. Everybody's trying to hold on to those fast repairs, definitely. So as we get ready to go green once again, hey, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Twisted Chassis Truck Series. It's the Sonic Graphic Design 81.5 here on Rice Motorsports TV. Okay, folks, coming out of turn 4, waiting for the green flag. We got it, and more racing here at Martinsville. Well, I tell you, look at the old Rusty Modesty. He is really trying to work his way up the order here on these restarts. Now he's in that 3rd position ahead of Mark Beverly, trying to work over Kevin Winker here, trying to find a way on that outside. He tucks in behind the number 42 as they race down the backstretch. And remember I said it earlier in the race, it seemed like he's carrying just a little bit more speed into the corner. If he can get up the front, he may be able to make something happen here, folks. Continuing to race along behind the 42 there, Kevin Winker. He's been sticking right with the 68. Skylar Berry, who's led right from the green flag, being joined by Rusty Modesty. Rusty, he's gained 1 spot since the start. And behind him, Kevin Zablutel in that 4th position. He's been on the move too. He's gained 6 spots, and even Mark Beverly actually gained 9 positions. That he definitely wasn't up there at the start. And we look back to about, let's see. Oh, Harold Rothery, I think he might have caught a little bit of the curb there. We're obviously gonna go back and take a look at that. I was there was a gap starting to form, between like say about the top 7 or 8 or something like that. And I was actually I thought I was looking to see, okay, where's Harold Rothery? And yeah, I found him real quick, and he found that curb. And let's see here. Let's see if we can go back and see if that was something we can grab here. Let's see. Yeah, doesn't look like it was listed as a wreck or anything. let's see. Because caution number 6 here at lap 50. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's run it back to here, and we're going to watch him come down on the curb. I don't think it's coming out of 4. I think it's going to be going into 1 and 2. So we'll roll the tape forward here a little bit, and we'll go ahead and slow it down here. And he didn't hit the curb; it was already getting away from him. You can the thing that back in, and it snapped back to the left there, and he didn't really nose right into the wall. Thankfully, it turned rotated enough so that he didn't hit it like completely flat on the side, but at least he didn't go straight in. That could have been some significant damage there for the 7. So he might have dodged a bullet there. And the truck really doesn't look too bad. You can see on that left front, and I think that's where it got most of the contact with that outside wall. But it looks like he should be okay to continue. So the track itself is what's turning to be a little bit of a challenge here tonight. I don't know if it's just the cooler temperatures and these tires just aren't heating up enough. And, you know, by having these cautions, we're not turning enough green flag laps to get heat into the tires. So the tires start to heat up a little bit and then they cool down because there's a caution. So, you know, it's not a like a true heat cycle because they never, I don't think they quite got up to operating temperature in the first place. So we'll see what happens here on this next restart. What the guys probably would like to have is a good 15-20 lap stint here to really get some good heat in these tires. Because I think the let's see, what's the temperature right now? It's saying it's 66 degrees. So I think that's even cooler. Track temperature is 69 actually. Air temperature is 66, but track temperature is 69. So we'll see what happens here. Pace truck is in. It'll be lap 54 when we go green once again. This time Barry's down on the inside. Winker on the high side. Got that green flag racing once again. Let's see what Rusty Modesty's already in the 3rd position. Dakota Stallings, he gets passed by Kevin Zabloodle. I think these tires are a little tricky on these restarts. Zabloodle now chasing Barry, Winker, and Modesty, your top 3. Kevin Zabloodle, one of the big movers so far. Oh, another caution here, folks. And this one might be Chris Zofield. Oh, yeah, he's down on the infield there. And he might have, I don't know if he backed in or because the back of the truck looks a little knocked in there a little bit. Let's look and see if that was just a self spin here. Let's follow him here. And we'll slow it down as he goes into turn 1. And I see Charles Gettings on the high side, and that's James Fitzmaurice in the 33. Oh, Fitzmaurice, he had a lot of speed going in there, a lot more than the 12, and he just got into him. And there was nowhere for James to go. And look at it, the 8 and the 21, they're all doing a great job. The 99, he gets by. Blake Roebuck in the 30, he gets by. 38, he gets by. Everybody doing a great job avoiding the number 12 of Chris Zofield. So we're seeing some offsets here. Some of these guys are really having, you know, they're getting up to speed a little quicker than the other ones are, and they're really carrying that speed into the turn, and it's definitely showing. And so, yeah, we'll they'll just have to work that out, you know. Charles Gettings making his way down pit road. Fitzmaurice, he's already out. Ron Walters, they both were in, so now they're on their way out once again. And I think Charles may be topping up. He's not getting fuel. Looks like he's just. Obviously he's not getting tires. He may be getting fuel, or maybe getting some work done on that number 8. That's probably what it is, just to get that truck going just as much as possible. We still have a little less than 100 laps, a little more than 100. Listen, we're at lap 58. I'm sorry. So yeah, we are less than 100 laps to go here now. And Skylar Berry enjoying the view at the front. So let's another quick break before the restart, and we'll see what happens next time. Hey, you're watching the Twisted Chassis Truck Series here on Rice Motorsports TV.
Shoot, son. A cold November morning in a patch of hardwoods that you've had success in before. You hear them leaves crunching, getting closer and closer, and you see deer, just pieces of deer coming through the woods. And in the back of your mind, you just hoping and praying that it's that deer. There ain't no better feeling than that. To me, that
November 18th. He's down at 60 yards, baby.
ain't no drug gonna touch that feeling. I promise you that right now.
Okay, folks, hang on. It'll be lap 61 on the restart. Pace truck's in. Barry, he's been getting some good restarts now. Another good restart. Kevin Winker also getting a good restart. He has to, because Kevin Zabloodle and Rusty Modesty, they are right there, folks. Dustin Starling battling with the 83 there. Jordan Stencil. Stencil on the high side there, trying to get past the one truck. Blake Roebuck, I think, is involved. Oh, him and Harold Rothery get into the wall there, and trying to get turned around. The 7 truck is already moving along. Roebuck showing quite a bit of damage on that number 30. Man, he is taking a beating here, folks. Let's go take a look here and see what happened. And so he's racing along, and Harold Rothery is actually behind him. So I think Rothery just got there. Oh, and he just lost it on his own. It snapped on him, and then he hit the curb, which made it even worse. And everybody behind him is just doing their best to try to avoid him. And here comes Harold Rothery, and no, everybody's going low, so he didn't have anywhere to go, and the 30's going right up to the wall. So talk about running out of room real quick. Yeah, that he just didn't have anywhere to go there at all. So even if you're not involved in what actually starts a caution, you can still very easily get caught up in it for sure. Long night here for Blake Roebuck, the 30. I tell you, he's been on pit road several times, and I don't think I've ever seen him use a faster pair. I think he's trying his best to hold on to that faster pair, and there he goes again. And I tell you, Skylar, he has just been he's been doing what he has to do on the restarts. Also, Kevin Winker and Rusty Modesty, all these guys up at the front. Zabloodle, Stencil, Dustin Stallings, and Dustin showing his short track skills out there tonight. We don't always see Dustin at the front, but you know what? I think now he might be a short track specialist. You know, I don't know if he races that in real life or not. I get the funny feeling that maybe he does, and that one truck is definitely showing some strength out there tonight and getting good restarts. We haven't, knock on wood, we haven't seen anybody spinning any tires really. So it hasn't been the start itself, but sometimes just folks getting into the turn with their brakes and the rear ends coming around on them. And sometimes even the truck snapping, the truck will start, the back end will break out and it'll go to the right and then snap hard back to the left. And it's catching some folks out. And all the leaders up the front here, everybody's still, they're really sticking each other. Lights are out on the pace truck. So it'll be lap 68 this time on the restart. 68 is leading the race. Skylar Berry, pace truck on pit road. This time around, there he goes, just entered pit road. They go into turn 3. Coming out of 4, waiting for that green flag. We got a green and we are racing at Martinsville. And we're showing Brett Summers and Caleb Clenard as being retired. When we look at Kevin Zablutel, boy, right on the bumper there of the 42, trying to get down on the inside. Looks like Kevin's going to get that second position. Here comes Rusty Modesty. Kevin Winker kind of got stuck up on the high side there. Not much you can do. So now he's going to lose a couple of positions. Jordan Stencil, looks like Winker, he'll get down in time to keep the 83 from taking advantage of him running wide there just a little bit. Dustin Stalling, he gets under the 83, moves into that 5th position. So nice, smooth driving going on with these guys up the front here. They make their way down. And all the while, Skylar Berry, he's racing along. He's a man on the mission. He's been on a mission for a while, folks. And, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm not even going to say, we're going to just leave him alone up the front, let him do his thing. Rusty Modesty having a real good race. He's been all up in that top 5 all night long. Also, Kevin Winker. This is the furthest back I've seen Kevin since the last maybe 3 or 4 restarts. Boy, I tell you, he's starting to feel a little heat there from the number 1 Dustin Stalling. Just look a little further back. There's Dakota Tomlinson, getting past the 12. Well, I start to say getting past the 12. Chris Zofield. Zofield said, not yet. Mark Beverly also gets past the 129. David Hall back in the 11th spot. James Fitzmaurice, a lot of these guys still racing along. There's Ron Walters. And a little bit of a gap back to Charles Gettings. Let's see. Is Harold Rothery? Okay, Harold Rothery, the 7 truck, he's a lap down. He's the only truck so he's basically the lucky dog if he's not involved in a caution. And Charles Gettings and, where's Brian Toller? There he is, okay. I think, it's Summers and Clenard. So far, only 2 that have been retired. Winker now in that 4th spot. Kevin Zablutel in that 2nd position. He's about 4/10 though behind Skylar Berry. He's got a good gap there between him and Rusty Modesty. He just needs to hunker down now and get a good rhythm going. See if he can run down that 68 truck. Skylar Berry. And he gets a little loose coming out of turn 4. Berry not wanting to give up. He is fighting hard to keep that lead. He is being stingy. I've had this lead since the start of the race. I don't want to let it go. And but I tell you, Kevin Zablutel, he's coming. Look at Rusty Modesty. He did it. That's the 2nd time I've seen him really have to check up to keep from getting in the back of somebody. I think the 17 and the 6 might be have a little ace, a little extra pace in their back pocket there. Look at the gap between him and Kevin Winker in 4th position. Jordan Stencil a little bit further back. Still feeling the heat there from the number 1 of Dustin Stallings. Then Alan Martin right behind him. Then a nice little gap between them and Mark Beverly. Now this is what the field needs, getting a little bit of space so folks can run and get some heat in these tires and keep these tires, get up in operating temperature and stay there. Boy, look at Skylar Berry feeling all kinds of pressure from the 17 Kevin Zabluto. And Rusty Modesty is not too far behind at all. Skylar has to be very precise as he enters these corners, and it looks like the 17's getting down on the inside and trying to set up for a pass. Let's see what happens. They go down in turn 1. I think he overcooked it there, ran a little wide. He might open the door for Rusty Modesty. Not that time, though. Modesty, he is watching him like a hawk here. He's watching that 17. He got the door open once again, but he couldn't get in there quick enough to get alongside him, because then he needs to have that room to wash up to the outside of the track, and the 17 was still there. If you can't get alongside by that apex, then you got to back out of it just a little bit. Not going to have the drive off of the corner, but it just looks like he's just ready to pounce. Zabluto, he's trying to get in there, and he got him. You almost have to get out of it a little bit. Man, he's going to try to stick with it. I think Barry might be in trouble here. Trying to fight and hold on. He's fighting hard for that lead. Kevin Zabluto's got a nose ahead. He got credited with the lead that lap. The 68 is holding on. Rusty Modesty is right there. Watching these guys fight it out. Kevin Zabluto now takes the lead completely. Skylar Berry will not be happy about that. He wants that lead back, because he knows this race can wind up very quickly here. Rusty Modesty, you can almost see the pace that 6 truck has. Kevin Winker, how far back is Kevin? He's still a bit further back. Dustin Stallings, no pressure there. Skylar Berry, he was trying to hold the 17 back, lost that battle. Now he's trying to keep the number 6 behind him. We're 87 laps in of 155. And look, not too long from now, you see Kevin Zabluto. He's going to be finding some lap traffic here. Look at that. There's our Harold Rothery, and who is that with him? I think that might be Brett Summers. And but yeah, actually that's Dakota Tomlinson. I'm sorry, it's Rothery and Tomlinson. So they'll be encountering those 2 trucks. And right now we got a caution, and that might help Kevin Zabluto, so he wouldn't have to deal with that lap traffic. And I think that might have been Dustin Stallings. Oh man, the 1 truck back to 8th. Man, he was having a good run. Let's see what happened with Dustin. He might have just looped it here. Let's see. Looks like he's by himself here. Truck did something a little funky going in turn 3 and 4. Oh, and he got on the power, and he nosed it into the inside wall. It wasn't a super hard hit, but yeah, he didn't hit too hard and didn't collect anybody else. So maybe I don't know if he'll use a faster pair or not. His truck is also starting to show some considerable wear and tear. Pretty much the whole field now coming in. Your leader, not Skylar Berry, but Kevin Zabluto, your leader, coming in, followed by Rothery. And now you see where the guys have to pit. Look where Zabluto pitted. That's where he started way back there. Skylar Berry, he's going to have that advantage. He's going to be all the way at the end of pit road. Kevin Winker right behind him. And here comes the 17 of Zabluto. And he beats him off of pit road. And Rusty Modesty also beat Skylar Berry off of pit road. So now he'll be ahead of the 6 to 8. I know Skyler probably not too happy about that. He need that pit crew to get him out of there a little bit quicker. So that he lost a position in the pits, trying to keep that 6 behind him. Kevin Winker, they all have fresh tires now. Jordan Stencil in that 5th spot, followed by Alan Martin 6th. Mark Beverly in the 7th position. Dustin Stallings 8th. And that's where he was when he spun. So he didn't lose. He fell back to 8th and he didn't lose any more positions. Chris Zofield in the 9th spot. And James Fitzmaurice rounding out your top 10. So they're racing along now, and they'll let's see. We'll get probably get a couple of more laps here before we go green. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back. You're watching the Twisted Chassis Truck Series here on Rice Motorsports TV.
There's a Hillman spirit that comes from deep within. It drives us forward as we build the future, putting us in a league of our own. Our legacy is rock solid because for 56 years, we've kept our eyes on the horizon and hard-working gloves on our hands. When we see the finish line, we push it. When we encounter a challenge, we tackle it. We innovate in the categories we lead because at Hillman, the building never stops. When it comes to imagining, crafting, and building the environments we live in, Hillman is the American hero that makes dreams possible. We've sowed millions of seeds for the future, giving you the keys to build for tomorrow, to stake your claim, to climb to new heights, to show your hidden strength, and open the door to your future. Built Hillman Strong.
Green flag racing once again, folks. Here, lap 95. It's Kevin Zabuto, Rusty Modesty. Skylar Berry now in that 3rd position. I think Chris Zofield, he got together. Is that him and who's that behind him? Charles Gettings. And oh man, Jordan Stencil saw somebody facing the wrong direction. It's Jordan Stencil. So not sure what happened to the 83 there. He gets it turned around. Caution here on lap 97. Let's go ahead and take a look at Jordan here, see what happened. And so he was racing along, and he just lost it. Winker was close, but he wasn't that close. And Stencil just basically lost it on his own. Mark Beverly just taps just a little bit. He was able to get slowed down enough so he didn't really pile into the 83. So Stencil was able to avoid. He got a couple of little bumps there from a couple of trucks, but nothing so much that would really put a lot of damage on him there. And actually, the truck looks pretty good. A little damage in that right rear, but other than that, doesn't look bad at all. Charles Gettings, I think he still has. I don't think he's used a fast repair. Yeah, he's been working on that truck a little bit, trying to keep it together here. They're currently in that 14th position. Blake Roebuck, he was down on pit road. He's just coming back out, trying to keep that 30 truck going. Kevin Winker, he's been rolling right along. And let's see. They may have a couple of more laps to go. Where's Kevin at? Oh, do I see him in here? I don't see him. There he is. Let me pull him up here with us real quick if we have time. Hey, Kevin, Tony in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, how are things out there tonight, man?
Pretty crazy, but I've been up front most nights, so it's not too bad up front here.
10-4, man. Does it seem like it's a little slick at all?
Not really, actually. The truck's feeling real good, even on old tires. I mean, me and Sky were there. We were in that 80 lap run there, and it felt real good. So it's not too loose. Made a little bit, but it ain't overkill. So
10-4, man. Well, I'm gonna get ready. I think I'll get ready to go green. I'll put you back down to Mythic Racing. So good luck, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Good night. Okay, pace truck is in. It'll be lap 101 on the green flag. There we go. Zabluto, good start there. Rusty Modesty in that second position. Look at Skylar Berry. He's not wasting any time. He needs to try to get back up there. Kevin Winker trying to hold off the 45 of Mark Beverly. And he does manage to stay ahead of oh boy, the 45 got close there. And they're battling behind them as well. Everybody's battling for these positions. There's a 19 Alan Martin. Zabluto, he's so far able to continue to keep that lead, but boy, Rusty Modesty, I've been saying it all night. He just seems like he's got some serious pace in that number 6 truck. He just got to try to find a way to the front. And Zabluto, he hasn't been no slouch either. None of the guys have been up the front, but we've seen these two guys seriously making their way to the front. Modesty moved a couple of positions of Zabluto. He moved 9 spots. And actually, other guy that's been on the move is Mark Beverly. He also gained 9 positions up into that 5th spot there. And he's got a clear field right now. He sees Winker and Barry right there, the top 4 right in front of him. And so, I tell you, if you heard me say it once, you hear me say it 1,000 times. Mark Beverly is going to find his way to the front. If you give him half a chance, the 45, he's going to get himself to the front. You best believe that. But you got James Fitzmaurice right behind them. They're all battling. Let's see, yellow flag here. And, is it Blake Roebuck? Let's see. I don't know if I didn't see anybody crash. I don't have any reports of anyone crashing. And let's see. He might have just looped it. Let's take a look here at Blake, because we did get a report that he went off the track. And so he's going by the 12 there. Oh, yeah, he got that grass a little bit, and he got slowed down enough that it triggered a caution. But no more additional damage for the 30, so that's good to see there. So we got another caution here. 11th caution of the evening. We're on lap 107 of 155. And, a lot of the guys have been, there are guys that have only been in one time. Rusty Modesty's one. He pitted on lap 90, him and Skylar Berry and Kevin Winker. And that's the first time they've even been on pit road. Like Kevin said, the truck's even been feeling good, even on the used tires. And some of the guys have been in quite a bit. James Fitzmaurice, he's been in 5 times. Blake Roebuck's actually been in the pits 18 times. And a lot of it's just him going in, trying to get some extra work done on the 30 machine. And, hey, you do what you got to do to keep the wheels rolling. And so far, he's still out there. Hale Rothery, okay, for a minute there, it looked like he might have been coming down, but sometimes when they turn that corner, they break that plane to go into pit road, and it tricks the timing and scoring into thinking that they're actually pitting. We'll stay live with it this time through the caution there, and we'll probably be getting out. Let's see, where's Rusty? Let me see if we can find Rusty. If I can find him, we'll grab him up here real quick. There he is, Misfits. Move him on up here. Hey, Rusty, Tony in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Tony, got you, man.
Man, wild ride out there tonight, man. You're on the charge to the front, man. You got something for him?
Oh yeah, no doubt. But I think I've done everything here tonight except lead a lap. So hopefully we'll get that done here real quick.
10-4, man. Well, I think we're getting ready to go green again. I'll put you back down to Mystic. Good luck, buddy.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, we'll see what Rusty can do here. And lights are out on the pace truck. They're getting ready to go down the backstretch, and everybody's been getting good starts. Everybody who's been up the front, all these guys. In fact, everybody through the field, we really haven't seen anybody spin any tires. And this time it looks like Kevin, he's going to opt to restart on the outside line. So that will give Rusty the inside groove. So we'll see what happens. Pace truck on pit road, lap 111 on the restart. We got a green flag, and boy, Zabluda was really holding him down there. I don't know, folks. He might have given Modesty a chance, half a chance. Don't give Rusty Modesty half a chance. Oh, he blinked out a little bit. We don't need him blinking now. They're door to door going through turns 3 and 4. Kevin Zabluda fighting hard to stay in the lead on that high side. Rusty Modesty trying to get enough momentum off the corner. He's pinched quite a bit there. Skylar Berry in that third position. Boy, he is right there watching the 6 and the 17 battle. Boy, Kevin Zabluda, he really fought hard on that high line to hold the 6 back to that second spot. It was almost all but given up there. And Tyler Berry, he's not out of it either. Blake Roebuck, green flag pit stop. So right now, I think he's in survival mode at the moment, just trying to keep this thing alive. Mark Beverly trying to close in on the 68. Boy, Kevin Zabluda, he has just been a beast once he got up to the front. He hasn't exactly left the 6 in the dust there. And that, I tell you, that was as close as we've seen somebody come to losing the lead and manage to hold on to it and running on the high side as well. And I think I think he pinched the 6 down just as close as you could without causing a problem. Oh, here we go. Modesty actually making a move there. Oh, and he might have some space here. And we see the 17 wiggle just a little bit. That may be what Rusty Modesty needed. And he gets clear of the 17 into the lead. Rusty Modesty now in the lead. Kevin Zabluda second. Where's Skylar Berry? There he is. He needs to close up on that 17 quickly. Mark Beverly is still in the hunt there. There's Kevin Winker. All these guys getting closer. Alan Martin in the 6th machine. I'm sorry, in the 15 there in the 6th position. Dustin Stallings, he is not out of it by any stretch of the imagination yet. Still running in that 7th position. Rusty Modesty now got about a truck length, maybe two, 3 truck lengths now between him and Kevin Zabluda. Almost 0.4 of a second. That pace I was telling you about, folks, I think you might start to see it now if this thing stays green. He's got that clean air. He's got the track right in front of him. No lap traffic for a good half a lap. He can run whatever line he needs to run, and he's ready to rock and roll now. And you can see it, the gap now half a second between him and Kevin Zabluda. And Rusty Modesty, he just busted wide open here, folks. Skylar Berry. Oh, who was that? That was the 129, Dakota Tomlinson. I'm not sure what happened there. Was he coming out of the pits? He tucked down really low to let the leaders get by there. Meanwhile, there's Skylar Berry trying to. Oh, we got us a caution here. Let's see. I wonder if Dakota was running too slow, and that might have Mark Beverly. He's back in the 15th position. Not sure what happened to Mark. He wasn't running that far back, so something happened there. let's see. Let's go back here with Mark. We'll see if we can catch what happened. And so there's Beverly in the what am I doing? Speed. Oh, and Kevin Winker. Yeah, that's yeah, he closed up on the 45 there. Got a little too close. Going down into, I think that's turn 1. And you'll see there's Modesty, Barry Winker. I mean, Modesty, and the number 17 is a Blutel. And with the 15, he's thinking, well, where am I going to go? Oh, and then Dustin Stallings said, oh, you got to go somewhere because I'm running out of space. So, and that wasn't too bad for Mark Beverly. Went up in the grass there, so he should be able to recover from that. He is down in the 13th position at the moment, but boy, I tell you, the laps are really starting to run out now. Lap 124 of 155. Now Dakota Tomlinson, everybody else has already gone in and come out. He's the only one on pit road right now. Actually, so now it's Rusty Modesty. Zabluto actually pitted on lap 122. So he came in, Mark Beverly came in, David Hall came in, and let's see, Charles Gettings, he came in as well, along with the 99 Ron Walters. So, and everybody in front of them came in somewhere around 90, 91, 97. As a matter of fact, those specific laps, just about everybody else pitted on those laps. So, but they're good ways behind the leaders. They're going to have to fight with each other and the rest of the field to get up through the order there. So it may leave Modesty and Barry and Winker and all the guys at the front. It may leave them enough clean air where they can maintain their leads, because Kevin Zabluto now, he's back in the 11th position. You know, boy, that's going to be a lot of work trying to get through all of that. Because it's not like somebody's just going to move over to the side and let you through. And it's a lot of work to go to catch the leaders up at the front. And they got the freshest tires in the field, him and the guys directly behind him. And we'll just have to see what happens here. Making their way down, and the lights are out on the pace trucks. It'll be lap 27, lap 127 on the restart. Modesty, Barry, Martin, Stallings, Fitzmaurice, your top 5, followed by Harold Rothery. Got a green flag. Modesty with a very good restart. Skylar Berry. Oh, and he gets touched by the 15 there, Alan Martin, but he doesn't get spun. Oh my goodness, he's fighting to hold on to that second position. Look at Dustin Stallings back there. He gets past the number. Well, he's right in front of the 15 now. He's got the 33, James Fitzmaurice, right behind him. Fitzmaurice got his hands full with Jordan Stencil and Harold Rothery. Oh, and look at Kevin Zabluto. I believe he was 11th. Now he's up to the 8th position. He's got those fresh tires. Mark Beverly, some of the guys with those fresh tires, they're trying to get through there. Charles Gettings also has the fresh rubber. And the leader of that group of trucks. Oh, and Rothery hard into the wall. Oh, my goodness. He might have had a little help. I don't know. We're going to find out here in a second. And let's roll it back here and see what we see here. And he's racing along and going down the backstretch. And, you know, I think this is old tires versus new tires. Now, he's got a guy with fresh tires in front of him, a guy with fresh tires behind him. And the 7, he last pitted on lap. And looked like he's already losing it. So it wasn't, he didn't get run over. The truck got it. Remember I said earlier, it'll break, the back end will break loose and then snap back hard. And that's what happened. And it just slammed him right into the wall. So no contact by the 45. And that's something we've been seeing happen to a few folks out here tonight. Well, I tell you, Martinsville has been one tough little nut to crack here for some of these guys. Brian Toller coming down, Kevin Winker on pit road, Chris Zofield also coming in. Everybody else is out. Rusty Modesty, he stays out, along with Skylar Berry, Dustin Stalling. They're now your top three. Alan Martin in that fourth spot, along with James Fitzmaurice. All these guys pitted on lap 90, and now it's 24 laps to go. Jordan Stencil in that sixth position. Kevin Zabloodle, him and all the other, 5 or 6 guys that pitted on lap 122 are right there behind him. Mark Beverly, Charles Gettings, Ron Walters, David Hall, and Dakota Tomlinson, I'm sorry. They all pitted on lap 122. Well, Tomlinson, he pitted on lap 123, a lap later. So all these guys, this is all the fresh rubber right here, folks. And you can see where they are. You see where the 17 truck, and now he's in the 7th position with 23 laps to go. And wow, that hold on a second, I'm gonna turn. That's too quiet. I'll fix that later. But and they'll be catching the first of the trucks here that have been out in lap 90. And I don't know. This may not be pretty here, folks. Things about to get ugly real quick here. Well, I tell you, Rusty Modesty, Skylar Berry, Dustin Stallings, these guys, they're going to have to make one heck of a getaway, because they've got some fast guys out there on some fresh Goodyears, well, relative compared to theirs, a lot fresher, and they're definitely going to have to make sure that this it's going get away quickly. Here we go. Pace truck's in. We got a green flag, and we are racing once again here at Martinsville. Look at Skylar Berry. Almost got a little out of shape there. James Fitzmaurice right behind him. Alan Martin. And look at the 17 there, Kevin Zabloodle. He's trying to work over the 15. He's already gotten past Jordan Stencil. Charles Gettings, David Hall, Mark Beverly, Walters, they're all coming along here. And now 19 laps to go. They don't have time to play around. He easily drives up under the 33. Fitzmaurice there, no competition whatsoever against those much fresher tires. And look, he is already in the 4th position. He's drawing a bead now on the number 68 there, Skylar Berry. And man, that's 18 laps will go by fast, but that's a lot of laps for Modesty, Stallings, and Berry to keep the 17 back there. Charles Gettings, the next truck with fresh tires, hasn't gone through as quickly as the 17 has. And Rusty Modesty, he's just going to have to let those tires go and do everything he can now to make sure that he do everything he can do to try to stay up the front. Dustin Stallings, look at Dustin. Oh, and oh no, Skylar Berry in the wall, but he's able to continue. James Fitzmaurice is going to take advantage of that lost momentum there, and it's actually kind of proving to be a little bit of a roadblock those guys, Jordan Stencil, they're kind of holding up Charles Gettings and the rest of the guys behind them. They've got the fresh tires. Oh, and 45 Beverly pushing so hard, and that was caused a caution there, folks. Mark Beverly trying just a little bit too hard, and the tires just did not hold on. So no real damage, no more additional damage really for the 45. But now what do you do? It's 13 laps. It'll probably be less than 10 laps to go by the time we go green again. It'll be Rusty Modesty, Dustin Stalling, and now Kevin Zablula is right there. I mean, Dustin Stallings has been coming on like crazy as well, but Kevin Zablula now with those tires that are just over 30 laps fresher than Rusty Modesty. Boy, can Modesty keep him back there? I don't know, folks. That's going to be a tough call there. So we'll just have to hold on and wait and see. Go grab your popcorn, folks, because this is about to get good. You're watching the Sonic Graphic Design 81.5 in Martinsville here on Rice Motorsports TV. Okay, here we go, folks. Pace truck down on pit road. It's going to be 9 laps to go when we get the green flag. Boy, I tell you, Kevin Zablula is right there. He's amongst everybody around him has got older tires 30 laps older than his. Rusty Modesty, he punches it. Dustin Stalling doing everything he can to keep that 17 back there. He needs to get past the 6, if anything. Kevin Zabludel is right there. Look at James Fitzmaurice battling with the 68, trying to get going on the high side. And now, there goes Kevin Zabludel down on the inside. He gets past the one truck. It's 8 to go. Boy, I tell you, it's just him now and Rusty Modesty. 8 laps to go. Can Rusty do anything to keep that 17 back there? The gap right now is about half a second. Whatever he's got, he is absolutely leaving nothing on the table. Every bit of skill and knowledge that he has about Martinsville, he's got to put it out there right now. Here comes Kevin Zabludel. And I tell you, man, 30 lap younger tires, and he is really battling to catch that number 6. And now 6 laps remaining. And Dustin Stallings, he's not trying not to make it too easy on the 17 either. Trying to keep in the rearview mirror if he can. He can't quite get close enough to try to really attack. Jordan Stencil also trying to get closer to the 68 Skylar Berry. Charles Gettings maybe trying to make a move there on the 83 up at the front. Oh, he's getting closer, coming to the line. 4 laps to go. The gap now only 0.3 of a second. Rusty Modesty trying to hold on. Dustin Stallings falling back just a little bit. Boy, you can, oh my God, you can just feel the pressure. Kevin Sablutal putting all kinds of heat on the number 6, Rusty Modesty. Is he going to hold on for this? Here we go, folks. He's going to try to see if he can make it here. 3 laps to go. Rusty Modesty is trying to hold on. Oh, and it looks like the 17 is going to get up under him, folks. This may be it right here. He's out of position. Zabluto's going to try to muscle his way by. Modesty's trying everything he can to try to hold on those fresh tires. Can he fight against 30-lap younger tires? He's given everything he can. Zabluto's got a nose ahead. I think the lap fresher tires is going to prove to be just a little bit too much for Modesty. Kevin Zabluto into the lead. It's on the final lap. White flag is in the air. Rusty Modesty not giving up, but Kevin Zabluto holds on, and he will take the win here tonight at Martinsville. And it just seemed like he just had the tires to do it at the end. He had the perfect setup there. And Rusty did absolutely everything he could do. And there was just, and I think he knew it too, that it was just, we're going to be almost darn near impossible. There was no other traffic around them, nothing. It was just one-on-one. And Kevin Zabluto definitely made the most of that situation there. Congratulations, Kevin, on the win here tonight at Martinsville. Rusty Modesty putting up one heck of a fight. Dustin Stallings, excellent finish for the number 1 machine there. As Zabluto starts doing some celebrating, we'll get the guys up in the booth here. Let's see. There's Dustin. We'll move him on up. And let's see. Let's find everybody else. Where's Dustin at? Is he up there? No, Dustin's up there. I gotta find Kevin. There's Kevin right there. We'll move him on up. And let's see. And then we got to get Rusty. Where is Rusty? There, I see Rusty. There he is. And we'll move him on up. There we go. And we'll head on up there with him.
Sorry, I forgot to even jump up.
Yeah. Hey guys, okay guys, we're here with your top 3, Kevin Zabluto, Rusty Modesty, and Dustin Stalling. Hey Kevin, you got a copy.
I got you.
Man, I mean,
hey,
I tell you,
it
couldn't have worked out better.
I didn't come here to run second. I came here to win, and I knew that Rusty's really good at these places, and he's really good at doing just enough to stay in front of you. And I was like, well, I got to try something here. So I'm kind of in a hole points wise, and I really needed a win to be able to make sure I was in the playoffs. So I don't think I'm going to just point my way in. So
absolutely, and I tell you, man. I mean, Rusty was just doing. His tires are over 30 laps older than yours, and did you still feel like you really had to fight him, even with those fresher tires, to get that position in the win?
Yeah, he's really good. Like I say, at saving his stuff and kind of doing just enough to be patient enough to hold the bottom. He doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes. Fortunately, he made one, little mistake going down the backstretch, and that kind of opened the door for me, because if it hadn't been for that, I don't think it would have worked out that way for me. Starting to have a moral dilemma coming as we were counting the laps down. I was having a moral dilemma as to how aggressive I was going to get.
Oh man! Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Just Rusty and Harold and Jimmy and Matt letting me come onto this team, and obviously Dustin and David and everybody in the league, and you guys for doing the broadcast. I've had a little bit of a frustrating season so far, but hopefully this is the kind of turning the page into something better.
10-4, man. Well, congratulations on the win. And hey, we got some more short track racing next week. So we'll see you guys at the next one.
I appreciate it. I'm ready for it.
All right, man. Hey, Rusty, you got a copy?
Hey, Tony.
Man, I tell you, I was telling the audience, man, all the knowledge that you have about these short tracks, and I know you were applying every last thing that I know you left nothing on the table, man. And
I left a lot of tires on the table.
Well, I know that. I was just about to say, you're probably thinking, God, I wish I had one set of tires on this truck.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that helped. But I sincerely think I probably could have maintained if I didn't screw second last corner up and wash up and let him get underneath. I think if I would have held bottom, it would have been real hard. But great win to Kevin. He deserves that one. That was a good run on both of us. That was a good run.
10-4. And if I'm looking at this right, you only pitted the one time on lap 90.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's amazing. I mean, my hat's off to you.
Thank you.
Like Kevin said, I mean, good grief, man. Just take some tires, dude. You owe it to you.
It was too important. Yeah. I didn't want to give it up.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, shout out to the whole team. Misfit Motorsports, great win tonight, Kevin. Another 1-2, Misfit Motorsports. And thanks to everyone who puts the league on. Thanks to 213. They're adminning. Thanks to you guys for broadcasting and all the viewers watching. Thank you.
10-4, man. Well, congratulations again, and we will see you next week.
Thanks, Tony.
Hey, Dustin, you got a copy?
How you doing, Tony?
Man, hey, man, good to see you up on that podium, man. And I tell you, man, you must like short tracks, huh?
Yeah, Martinsville is probably one of my favorite tracks. To be honest with you, just third place finish kind of feels like a win to me with how my season started off.
Yeah, I tell you, man, we've seen you have some hard luck and stuff, man. It's good to see you mixing it up at the front. And I told folks early on in the race, like, okay, I think Dustin must be a short track specialist. And like you just said, this is one of your favorite tracks. So, yeah, you definitely shown tonight, man. Good performance out there, man.
I appreciate it, man. I definitely thought I was going to have something for Rusty there at that last restart, but just my strategy, I missed it a little bit. As soon as I seen Kevin restarting behind me on that last restart, I already figured he was going to be the one to end up getting the win, but I was kind of hoping Kevin and Rusty will get door to door, like battling real hard for the win, but it didn't quite happen. But overall, I mean, it was fun racing with these guys up front once I got up here.
10-4, man, and you only stopped twice as well. And so yeah, I'm glad we got another short track next week because I want to see you guys out there. I want to see folks taking some notes tonight. So we're gonna see what folks do next week.
Oh yeah, overall, I was a little bit impressed with how the night went, and I know there's a lot of cautions, but every once in a while we would get a little bit of a green run going. I'm kind of glad we finished the end of the race under green, but I mean, if the racing on short tracks improve from what we've got, where we can have long green runs and stuff, I think the racing will definitely get better, but it's going to be interesting to see how next week plays out.
10-4, I think that'll probably be a day race, so probably have some little hotter track temperatures. You think that'll make a difference?
I think a little bit. I can't remember what the track temp was for tonight once it got dark, but
yeah, it was like in the upper 60s or something, 66 or 67 or something like that.
Yeah, I noticed that tire wear wasn't real bad, but at times, after like 10 laps or so, depending on how aggressive you were with your driving style. But, I mean, just like me for that last little bit to the finish, I was hanging with Zab and Rusty there for a little bit, but I just were beating my tires up too much, and they just got too hot, and I just fell off.
10-4, man. Anybody else you want to give a shout-out to?
I want to give a shout out to everybody that's in the league that shows up every week and stuff, and definitely all our sponsors. They definitely helped out big to make this league a thing, and get us to where we're at. Definitely you guys at Rice Motorsports TV for broadcasting. You do a great job. And then 213, Anthony Ludy, he does a great job at race control. And then overall the admins with the league, is pretty much everybody as a collective unit. Definitely a big step up from where we were last year, and we're just hoping to keep growing on that.
Absolutely, man. Well, I tell you, I think the track was your biggest enemy out there tonight, boy. It was catching some folks out, man. I saw some folks doing the truck just snapping back on them when the back end would break out on them just a little bit. But it's at some point there, I was like, man, the track's getting a little vicious out there tonight. But y'all still put on a great show, man. So congratulations again, and we will see you all next week.
All right, I appreciate it, man. I also want to congratulate Kevin on the win and Rusty on P2, and I also want to give a shout out to the guys racing up front. They've done a really good job at putting on a show. But
absolutely, man.
We'll see you guys next week.
Okay, buddy, take it easy now.
You too.
Okay, folks. Well, that's it there, and let's go ahead and let's bring up the race results here, and let's see, results. There we go. That's what we want. And hey, awesome race, and Kevin Zabluto coming in there, coming for a good win there. And I got to change his graphic there. So that was a 1-2. I don't know why it's showing Twisted Chassis for him. That's a 1-2 finish for Misfits there. Rusty Modesty second, Dustin Stallings third, Skylar Bear fourth, Charles Gaddings fifth, Kevin Winker sixth, Mark Beverly seventh, Blake Roebuck in the eighth position, Jimmy Fitzmaurice ninth, Alan Martin, he rounds out your top 10. And then we have Brian Toller 11th, Dakota Tomlinson 12th, Ron Walters 13th, 14th is Jordan Stenzel, David Hall 15th, Chris Zofield 16th, 17th Harold Rothery, Brett Summers in the 18th position, and 19th was Caleb Clenard. So more short track racing coming up forth, folks. We're heading to North Wilkesboro Speedway for the Checkered Flag Books 88. Next week in week 10, and boy, you're not going to want to miss it. So for all of us here at Rice Motorsports TV, we want to wish you a pleasant evening.